Hello, my name's Andy and I'm a compulsive gambler. Last bet 14th of April 2007. Is that better, guys? Sorry, I'm having a few technical issues with my phone and stuff with noise and microphone and things like that. Hope that's working a bit better. Please feel free to feedback and tell me if it's not or anything like that on the live chat. Thank you very much, Katie. So I'll stick with my microphone, with my headphones in and stuff and all that lot. Kind of sorted it now. So thanks for joining me on this first one back after about a 6-week break. Took a bit of time out for myself really from doing the vlogs, trying to settle them back and trying to be a bit more slower with them and stuff. I am going to be live every fortnight now, so that'll be the way forward now. There will be some pre-records, no problem, Katie, at all. Probably in between them and stuff and all that. I've got a couple of guests lined up. So I've got Mark Pickering in 2 weeks, who lives fairly local to me. He's a gambling addict, so maybe going live then. So that'll be great to have him on board. I'll probably sort the issues out a bit better as well with the sound as well. So yeah, I've been away for about 6 weeks, so I've had a couple of guests on as well. So before I stopped, I had Sean Moore on with me live, so I want to thank him for coming on live and being brave enough to share his recovery and answer questions. Also, I appreciate Kieran as well, who I travelled up to Sheffield to see, and he did a pre-record of his story and answered a couple of my questions, and I know it's reached quite a lot of people, so it's fantastic. Regarding myself, I'm okay, I'm in good nick. Had a lovely 2 weeks off at the start of August with the family. Went away on holiday, thank you Lee. Went away on holiday for a week in Devon. It was really nice to get away and have a bit of a chill with the family, doing all sorts of stuff. Went to a water park, stayed in like a nice little apartment, had a few drinks, quite a few fish and chips. Is what it is, British seaside. It's a bit of rain, as always, but it's nice to visit many little places to go. I didn't like the journey down, it took me about 6 hours, but it is what it is. Driving around in England sometimes on the motorways on a Saturday afternoon. But I did a very humbling interview for myself with the NHS opening of the Northern Gambling Clinic. Deadline Digital come down and interviewed me, and I was lucky enough to thank you to Derby County for letting me film inside the stadium and do the interview. I really did appreciate that, and having a nice setting to do it, and sitting in my season ticket seat, just doing a bit of filming around there, filming with my boys as well, which was fantastic to do. I really enjoyed just having like a half a day with them and doing bits and bobs and taking photographs and things as well outside the ground. So I really appreciate that, and hopefully I will be at the launch of it in October. I'm going to see like the open evening and things like that in Leeds, so I'll be up in Yorkshire in that neck of the woods for a couple of days in October. I'll fill in more of the details when I am. Obviously we've had a couple of big programmes on around gambling addiction over the last, thank you Lee, appreciate that, over the last month or so. I've watched bits of both of them, I've not watched them entirely. I know bits about the panorama bit. I've seen what people said and stuff and all that, and I kind of got involved in one or two little talks on social media and stuff, but not really my bag, campaigning and things like that. As everyone knows, each to their own. If they want to crack on with it, that's fine. Obviously I disagree with some views and I agree with quite a few views as well, but it is what it is. As long as people respect each other in debate, that's fine. I tend to try and pull away from it, and I've kind of gone a bit low key now, just to stay out of the way of the campaign things and talking about it and things like that. As I say quite rightly for myself, I've got to look after my own recovery and try and stay away from it. But it's one thing that probably both programs do is trying to break the stigma of gambling addiction, and I applaud that. It's nice to see it out there in the mainstream to talk about and to see what people are recovering, if you know what I mean. Yeah, Derby's league form, yeah, not very good at the minute, Sean, but I'm sure we'll bounce back. I will be having a shave this week as well, needs a bit of a trim back. But yeah, those two programs have been on fully, and I think there's another one as well about think cheating with gambling and stuff like that, that kind of thing didn't really interest me about at all. I don't think it really talks about addiction much or anything at all. So I was kind of like didn't want to like get involved with or anything like that at all really. Work, gone back to work, busy as always. Bit and ahhing about whether I'll have a job or something by the end of October because it's a bit Brexit reliant, my job at the moment. So we'll see if I got employment there after the end of October or November or whenever Brexit bloody happens. But it is what it is. I am looking around just to look for full-time work as well, so just testing the waters and things like that, and we'll see what happens. Hopefully we'll get something good. If not, I'll continue to work where I am until I get forced out basically. But it is what it is. I've been in worse positions. I've worked in some right horrible places. This place is quite a nice place, easy place to work. It's something that I'm clued up on and something I've got quite a lot of strength in as well. I've been keeping pretty fit, to be fair. Been doing a lot of running, been doing a lot of gym work as well. Well done to everyone who did the Great North Run today. I remember having that feeling of doing it the first time and being in floods of tears at the end of it. It was an amazing feeling, really. So having a massive sense of achievement, something to work towards. And I say that with people's recoveries. Time's the biggest killer. Try and do something else that you're really good at or you might be passionate about. And I think filling that time, filling that void is massive. As I talk about the triangle time and time again, I'm sorry to bore you to death. Time, money and opportunity is a big killer. Bring all them three together and it's a big killer. About breaking them links. Money. Get someone to look after your money. Get a card that can decline gambling transactions like Monzo and things like that. Build your blocks up for the opportunity side of it. Gamban app, GamStop, Gamblock, K9. All these will help you there. But end of the day, you have to put them in place. We can't rely on everybody else to stop you gambling. It is down to the individual. I always firmly believe that. That's my kind of what. That's what I believe in firmly. I hope everyone's recoveries have been okay over the time. I've obviously had a few DMs, a few messages with people. Glad people are ticking along and things like that. It's hard. Don't get me wrong. I think one of the hardest questions I get answered quite a lot is how do you tell your family? How do you tell your close ones and stuff? And I think there's a lot of shame that comes with that, especially if you do probably slip and stuff as well. When your vision issue come out, then you've done it again. I think the best thing is if you get them urges, rather bottling up and start gambling again, instead of acting on that urge, tell someone about that urge. Because, yeah, it might sound shameful, it might sound horrible, but it's better to be out there and honest with it, and then you can probably deal with that situation. You might get yourself out that urge, and if somebody else knows about it, somebody else may be able to talk a bit more sense into you, talk about how you're feeling, and probably ask the right questions of why you're being triggered by such, having a bet or something like that. And try and pull away day by day, and just keep talking about being honest. I know people who probably have a bit of a diary, and that's a good tool to have as well. Write down your feelings, write down how you feel, and maybe if you've got that urge and you've got no one to talk to in the present time, refer back to your diary. Read about how you felt the last time you gambled, or those feelings you had when you were gambling. Do you really want to be back there? Do you really want to get involved again and get in that spiral? Because you don't really, and it's hard to fathom how we act sometimes, and you just got to try and crack on best you can, whatever means necessary to stop yourself from having a gamble. Everyone's different, everyone's recovery is different. Some people go through GA, some people go through GamCare, some people don't have help at all. I respect that, totally. I'm never going to try and tell people what to do, even though it sounds like I'm kind of preaching and stuff sometimes. I don't mean to try and offend anybody. I'm probably over passionate at times. I've got a lot of fair enough. If you think that, I apologise and stuff like that. counting how many I think. Yeah, exactly, Katie. That's the kind of thing for me. So I'm just gonna catch up on some messages. Yeah, all good. Been oh, I do. Unfortunately, look down, stop blocking me on all levels. Gary, fantastic. Them blocks work for you 4 months since you last gambled. I can understand with having like a bad accident or something like that. You have a lot more time on your hands. Maybe is there anything else you might be good at while you're sitting there convalescing? Maybe write about your feelings. Get involved and talk to me. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that, Sean. It's like I say, it's not my bag. If people want to campaign, let them campaign. That's absolutely fine. But yeah, Katie, the best thing here, Gary, you've got to take a look at it. Like I say, take good care of yourself. Look after yourself. Look after you, Gary. If you get that frustration again, feel free to message me privately. Barrowmad79. There's other people you can talk to as well. Phone the gambling helpline. Someone on the end of the phone. Samaritans as well. You don't want to be there, gamble and get back into that horrible time-consuming thing. Because I can imagine you're bored. I've not gone through a nasty accident. I've not had like weeks and weeks off work before, so I can't relate to that. But I can relate to like the boredom element of it. If you know what I mean. Exactly, Katie. Take a look at yourself. But yeah, keep fighting. There is help and hope out there. I push a lot of people to GA, but GamCare do wonderful things like one-on-one counselling and things like that. Break Even in the south. I know Katie's probably gone through them. Beacon in the north. The gambling clinics are opening up now. I mean, there's one in London and the other one in Leeds as well. 106 days gamble free, David. That's fantastic, mate. Really brilliant, mate. Well done. Feels great. I've got a girlfriend. I think of her when I feel like gambling. I don't want to break her heart. Maybe, yeah, Aquarius in the West Midlands as well, Sean. I know it sounds daft, but that's kind of probably a bit of a mental blocker in yourself as well. So if you want to marry her and things like that, if you're feeling great not gambling, just take it a day at a time, and you'll get to the day where you want to marry her. And as you say, it's like a mental blocker for you, like a barrier for you when you think about when you feel like gambling. That's telling you to say no. You're thinking, instead of like acting upon it, you're doing the second thing that's probably in your head. You're thinking, right, what if I did this? How would it hurt somebody else? And you're pulling away from it, and that is fantastic. And 4 months clean, mate. It's fantastic. Gambling Sucks. Yeah, Gambling Sucks, also known as Darren. He'll be on in October at some point with me as well, so that'll be fantastic to have him on board with me as well. So that's what I'm very keen on at the minute, get more and more people on, because I'm sure you had enough of me droning on over the last 3.5 years, and it's great to see so many people like YouTube vlogging like Katie does. And Katie, for any girls out there who are watching, I think she's started up like a little Twitter account, Instagram account, where she's got chat room for girls, and chat room just for like people who are affected others as well. So give Katie Clark a bit of a subscribe and a bit of a follow on her YouTube, etc., and on her Twitter as well. Feel free to put your Twitter handles up so you can build your networks and stuff, guys, as well, so you can talk. And that love is still there, Gary, as well, isn't it? Like I say, you don't want to undo what you've done. That's perfect. Every time you feel like it, talk to, instead of like trying to act upon that urge like you probably did, but GamStop helped you out there. Talk about your urge instead. Share how you feel. Share your problem. People might not understand it sometimes. Exactly what David says. Don't let gambling ruin your relationship. It's not worth it. I mean, it nearly ruined mine and Becky's. And but by being honest, by being open with her, and kept talking about any feelings I have, we're still together. Been married over 14 years now, and I vouch for talking, vouch for opening up, vouch for being responsible. You can get there. I promise you this. Life's good for me at the minute. I mean, in 2 years' time, I'm going to be lucky enough to be able to afford to go on a cruise with my family, and I never would have dreamt of anything like that. So that's my next target, kind of thing. Something I want to do. I'm like, your bucket list, so to speak, or whatever you want to call it. And by not gambling, I've reached that kind of like little milestone where I can afford to do that. Take my wife and kids away on a fantastic holiday. Disney's still a bit out of the equation yet. It's still going to cost me a few too many pennies, but one day that'll happen. I'm pretty sure of it. But plans for this week, I'm on days, and I'm feeling it'll be good to stay on days, to be honest, because I hate doing nights. But it is what it is. A lot of football this week because the boys have started playing football again. Joel played this morning. I wasn't at his game. I was at Liam's. Joel won 11-1 this morning, so that was great to see that. Liam, they played a bit of an inter-friendly between the other team because there's two teams now for the team he played on Sunday. So it was just like a bit of a kick around more than anything. On the Saturday, he played for his Saturday team and won 3-2 for Hilton. So both played very well by all accounts. So I enjoy doing going to watch him play footy and stuff like that. As a father, when I first stopped gambling as well, I also had to learn how to be a father, if you know what I mean. I am lucky, David. I am so lucky about having someone with me. I appreciate it so much, and it's great to have her by my side, Becky. I've put her through so much shit in my time, and she probably understands it. She understands me more than anybody else. As Sean says, Gary, link up with someone through social media. People might be able to be a sponsor for you, someone you can or lend an ear and give you a bit of a talking to sometimes and stuff like that. Feel free to share all your Twitter handles, guys, or whatever social media you got. No problem, Darren. Take care, mate. But yeah, it's great to have you all on board again, and I have missed the vlogs, don't get me wrong, but it was right to have a few weeks off, right to take a bit of a breather, to look after me and be with the family. Like I say, I've been about a bit through the summer, had lots of days out, been to see family in the south as well, been up to see my mum and dad and things. I'm also doing quite a lot of volunteering at the minute, so I work for a do a thing in Derby called the Night Bus, which is like a mental health drop-in centre for people struggling, who are a bit low, who are a bit lonely. They come in and have a chat and a drink, tea, and a game, cards and stuff like that, or board game. And it's a great thing. It's on a Friday and Saturday evening in Derby between 10 and 1. So yeah, because them kind of times and that kind of point of the week as well, where people probably feel the lowest, and it's nice to have something out of hours, so to speak, for people who are feeling a bit mentally drained, a bit low and stuff. And I love volunteering there. I was there last night. Got my little badge on as well. As you probably see on my Twitter as well, kind of promote it quite a lot. So we're trying to just break the stigma of mental health, really, and just try and lend an ear. So I'm not qualified in anything or anything like that, but just be that friendly face. Try and mash the best cup of tea I can for people. Have a few biscuits and just have them 3 hours where we're just talking away about anything, what they want to talk about, really. And nice to be involved in stuff like that. I wouldn't have envisioned doing this probably even 2-3 years ago, let alone 5-6 years ago, so to speak. So yeah, it does get busy. We get at least over between a dozen and 20 people each week, each day on the Friday and the Saturday night. So like I say, there is a need for it, and they're probably looking to expand to open it even more, like on a Sunday as well. And it'd be great to have, because we've got a little cafe place where they let us use it for free. It's in like a church community hall kind of thing, and it's a nice quiet space. We have the lights dimmed, nice dim lights and stuff and all that, and people can have a bit of a quiet and just sit there and reflect as well. And I enjoy, like I say, I enjoy being there, and it helps me to learn from others as well. But with Gary, more than honest, that's great for you to being honest, mate. I can imagine with the football season just starting again, it can be a bit difficult. Maybe, that time when they're playing football, say between 3 and 5 o'clock, is there something you can probably do as an activity during then, if you don't go to a game just to spectate? I know someone who is massive within into the footy accumulators and stuff and all that lot. And he's starting to find it hard at weekends, so he started like doing a bit of gardening, dug a hole during them 2 hours, and he started growing like cabbage patches and growing like loads of fruit and veg and stuff like that as well. So that's the kind of like great kind of thing really to do. Maybe you got some other plans. Obviously, you're convalescing right now with a fractured ankle, but when you get back to it, maybe there's some food for thought in doing something else. I'm guessing you're going to have a lot of physio as well, so it might encourage you to get fit as well, Gary, if you're not fit already, obviously. Sorry if I'm calling you a bit of a fat knacker. I'm just assuming at the minute, so sorry. But going back to Sean's point, yeah, it does get busy. There's a need for like a lot more stuff in with mental health. Yeah, as you said, Gary, using that time is critical. It's always drifting away from us, and we can never make that time back. But all that is in front of you. You can make your future. You can decide what you want to do. Sorry, Gary. I was assuming, mate. I was assuming. So yeah, but yeah, great. I hope everyone watched Kieran's vlog and Sean's vlog as well. Is there any? Sean asked quite a lot of questions as well, and it was great to have him on live with me. It was brilliant, and he talked quite fluently, openly, and honestly as well. And it's great to have him out there talking about his struggles and what he did, and to actually be working in the industry as well. It's great to have Kieran. I've been talking with him for quite a few months, talking about his recovery and stuff and all that lot, and met his lovely wife as well at the time. So it was great to like talk to her as well, and how she felt as well off camera really. And it's just a good catch up how he was. Yeah, I know, Sean, but it was what it was, weren't it? And we got there eventually, didn't we? But it was a good vlog. It was a good vlog. Yeah, Kieran's story was great for me, and it's obviously with Sean and both of them off within the first year still as well. So I take all newcomers, people who are still probably struggling, people who have been off for years. I learn just as much off people who've been off a week as much as for someone who's been off 15 years. There's always something new to listen to, always a bit of advice you think, oh, that kind of clicks. And hopefully you get some of that out of these vlogs really as well. I hope everyone's happy with the recoveries. How's your happiness? How do you feel with your recovery right now to compare to how you were when you're still gambling? Hi Mark, nice to see you on, buddy. Hope you're keeping well, hope you're fine. Nice to see you on. Like I say, it's been a while for me since I come on, so it's gone back to the norm really for me. Like I say, just talking away and blabbering away as always. And as I say, I'm very much an advocate of having as many people on as I can now. Take me less droning on and talking, and having fresh people on. Thanks people. I'm gonna go now. No problem, Gary. Feel free to get involved. More than anything, more than happy to talk to you privately if you like. Advise more people do it because you had two of us on so far too. Yeah, definitely. And like I say, I've got Sean coming on. I mean, Mark coming on in a couple of weeks. Yeah, I have mentioned him briefly at the start. Everyone's got different takes on him. Certain elements just think they're absolutely amazing. Some people think, why did I bother? And I think there's a lot of it in between thoughts. Pick good bits out of it and bad bits out of it, so to speak. As you know, I'm probably more recovery based, more education based. In my beliefs and stuff and all that. So I'll probably be more drawn to the Ross Kemp program than I was the Panorama program. Because I'm not really into the legal aspects of it and stuff like that. I don't really understand it. Maybe I need to educate myself a bit more into like what happens, the process of courts and things and all like that when I have time to do so. But I'm more happy talking probably about the recovery aspect, about trying to get that help and trying to put that help out there. I think one, like I say, with the Ross Kemp one as well, I don't think they put anything on after about where you could get help. So it is what it is, but I'd rather try and push that people help, push the education in state schools especially, probably more so in like state schools, private schools, any school really, I think it's paramount that we teach kids the potential harms of gambling. Because kids gamble, they do. They have lots of private bets between themselves. You can go on a fruit machine at a young age and stuff and all that. And you need to talk about the facts there, really, of what can happen, what may happen to you and stuff like that. So, David, yeah, should have had me on. I've got a face for radio, mate, unfortunately. I've not got a face for TV. What I'm doing, I'm kind of pick and choose what I do, because I do get quite a few research. The two on the Beat the Bookies show that basically glorified gambling. Yeah, and that's why I kind of got drawn away from that one, Sean, to be fair. To be brutal, I think get any slightly help. If you want to really gamble, you will find a way. Exactly, Mark. And it's down to ourselves at the end of the day to keep ourselves in check. We can't rely on everybody or anything to make us stop. It's down to an individual to stay away and take responsibility for our actions, as in any individual would for like anything they may or may not have done in your life. And that's not just talking addiction, anything really. But being brutal, I wouldn't say brutal, Mark. I'd say you're being honest. That's probably my take. You're being absolutely honest, mate. And you're not sounding harsh at all. Because I agree with you entirely, mate. Absolutely agree with you entirely. You've got to want to stop and stick to it. And everyone, I think, majority of people on here who are in the live chat probably agree with you. If anyone who disagrees with Mark, feel free to say so, and I'll probably try and answer the best I can, and give you reasons why as well. That'll be great to hear from stuff like that. That I'm more than happy to be open with that and stuff like that. But if you are watching and you're not comfortable in talking in the live chat, that is absolutely fine. Feel free to privately message me on Twitter at BaronMad79. Anything you say is in strictest confidence. Nothing goes anywhere. I'm more than happy to talk at length with you. More than happy to open up to you. And once we gain a little bit of trust in each other, I'm happy to talk over the phone. I do the odd meet-up as well, around the Midlands as well. I'm more than happy to do that. I'm open, I'm honest, I'm out there. Keep your recovery in check. You can never say never. For me, I understand what people say when people say I'm former compulsive gambler. It's like I would describe myself as well. It matters not one bit to me. You sometimes hear me call myself a gambling addict. You sometimes hear me call myself a compulsive gambler. You hear me sometimes call myself a former compulsive gambler. Everyone's different. People call themselves disordered as well, gamblers. However comfy you feel with that, that is fine. That's brilliant, Sean. Brilliant. I mean, like I say, it's a big thing coming up now with regards to uni, and you're getting a lot of money all of a sudden. And I do say, yeah, no, it's no problem, Mark. It's no problem at all. But well done, Sean, for saying that. Because I do get a lot of young people come through and message me for help and stuff and all that. And sometimes uni, you're like, all the excitement of being there, then all of a sudden you say 2 or 3 months down the line, and you start probably gambling or start doing dabbling in something else and stuff and all that, and you maybe need that something to talk to. Sean, very clever there, mate, putting your Twitter handle up and stuff and all that. So anyone who's not talking at the minute, brilliant, Sean. Yeah, send them your way, send them my way. More than happy. Like I say, Katie, if you're still on, can you feel free to promote your Instagram chat rooms, because I've got involved in a little bit of one with you. You've got 3 different rooms. Feel free to share them on here, Katie. I'm more than happy to see that as well. No, it's no problem, Mark. End of the day, you've got your beliefs, you've got what you think's right. Feel free to share them. I want more people to talk about it. Yeah, yeah. TGC wanting to stop that, you have to want, otherwise it really works. Exactly, David, you've got to want it. You've got to want to stop. And I see a lot of people who want to stop but want all the trappings of everything else, and it doesn't work like that. You've got to really, really knuckle down, and it's hard work. It's really hard work. I'm not trying to scare people, I'd rather be honest with you. It's not easy. I've been there. That's lovely, Mark, to call her inspiration, because she is to many ladies. She's brilliant, and her recovery is fantastic, and she's doing some cracking YouTube videos as well. And Darren is as well, who was Gambling Sucks. Feel free to, there you go. If you put your link, Katie, put up the link, and hopefully you'll probably get a few more people off the live chat on here. So that'll be great. Right, I'm only doing half an hour tonight, so that'll be great. Thank you for everyone for joining on. Apologies once again for the start of the feed. It wasn't very good. The live chat and not the live chat. The sound wasn't very good. Hopefully I'll get it properly sorted in the next couple of weeks. Probably end up buying a speaker of some sort or a microphone to have on. It might be a bit better. In 2 weeks' time, hopefully I'll have Mark Pickering on with me. He's a gambling addict who lives fairly locally to me. Got to decide a location or something first, but by the way it looks like we'll probably be going live with him. And then in October sometime, I will be having Darren on, who's Gambling Sucks as well. So feel free to privately message me if you want to be on. We'll try and arrange a location or something like that. Great to have anyone on pre-record or record or live, so to speak. So thank you for everyone for coming on. Really appreciate it. Thank you for having the patience of me not being there for the last 6 weeks or so on the vlogs. I will be fortnightly from now on, but you know where I am on Twitter. Thank you very much. My name's Andy and I'm Compulsive Gambler. Last bet 14th of April 2007.